Welcome to the Own Your Family.
Hey, this is Bob Wagner, and thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. You know, I was on a phone call the other day with one of our teammates, and we got into a discussion. We were talking about how prospects in our business interact with us, and how sometimes when somebody decides not to join us in the business, that's not enough, and sometimes they want to destroy our business, or rain on our parade, or tear our opportunity down. So we were talking about some different stuff, and a training that I used to do in my old company before we came to LifeVantage 4 years ago. I realized I hadn't done it, since we've been in LifeVantage, and I felt it was a very appropriate time now in our career with LifeVantage, but also it hasn't been heard. Okay. And I think it's real important that you hear this. So to be effective in this business, and leaders know this, okay, this is not new. We're not reinventing the wheel, but to be effective, we need to be in alignment. And what I mean by in alignment is our head, our heart, and our mouth, okay, need to be in alignment. Now, you can find out if you're in alignment pretty easily, because you're either getting results, okay, in the business, or you're not, okay? And here's what happens, okay? If you're not sure that your head is right, that you know what you have the education in the business, you know what you're talking about, okay, your upline, your sponsor, somebody, can advise you on that and help you on that, but most people do, okay? Most people's heads are right. Same thing with heart, okay? If you don't have heart in this business, if you don't have a heart for other people, if you don't have a heart, okay, for wanting to help people, this is probably not the industry for you. You're probably not going to excel in this industry if your heart's not right, okay? Now, having said that, most people, okay, their heads and their hearts are right. The disaster in this business is the mouth, okay? And here's what I mean by the disaster, okay? I said we need to have all three in alignment to get the right results. Okay, so our head, our heart, and our mouth, okay, and what comes out of our mouth in particular, okay, need to be in alignment. And that's the struggle in the business. So I want to talk a little bit about the mouth, okay? This isn't anything that everybody hasn't gone through in their career and multiple times in their career, okay? This is something that gets adjusted as you move through the ranks, as you become a leader in the business. Okay, your pitch, your verbiage, what comes out of your mouth, it changes a little bit. Okay, but your head, your heart, and your mouth are always in alignment, or you're not going to get the right results. Okay, people know if you know, and people can tell if your heart is right, but the mouth can mess everything up. Okay, so let me go with this. If you really believe that you know enough to tell someone about your business or your product, okay, you probably do, okay? And it's hard to fake heart. People have told me very often, they said, Bobby, you wear your heart on your sleeve. And I said, yeah, I do. I don't try and hide it. I just do. That's how I am. Okay. Most people, and if you're not sure if your heart's right, talk to your sponsor, talk to your upline. But I'm telling you, in most cases, the head and the heart are right. Okay, it's the mouth. So here's what I'm saying. If your head and your heart are right, and you are talking to a reasonable number of people every day, every week, and every month, and that's a big if, okay? In our business, we talk about doing at least 15 presentations. We talk about talking to at least 4 or 5 different people a day. Okay, so if you're doing that and you're not getting the results, then you may believe in from the bottom of your heart that what you're saying is right, But if it's not being received properly by the other person, then it's not right. Okay. So how do we know if it's right? You're either enrolling people every day, every week, and every month, or you're not. You're either in the bonus pool consistently every month or you're not. Okay, that's how we know. So see, your opinion and my opinion doesn't matter. It don't matter if we think we're doing it right. Okay, that has no value. The value is we're either doing it right or we're not. And we know that by the scoreboard. Okay, the scoreboard means the enrollments. Okay, that's how we know. So if we believe that we are saying the right thing to people and we're not getting the results, that means it's not being received properly. Okay, and if you know your head's right and if you know your heart's right, then it's the mouth. Okay, so here's a couple things you can do to check on that. Okay. Now, early in our business, April and I, we've been in the industry now close to 30 years. Okay. So early in our career, we were told and pretty much instructed, firmly instructed, that if you did a good job with your pitch, okay, your head, your heart, your mouth, you did a good job and somebody didn't join, you needed to go find out why. And be honest and say, hey, I'm new at this. I really thought it was a good fit for you. You didn't feel it was. Was it something I said? Is this something I can do different? Is this something I can do better? I want to get better at what I'm doing. Would you mind sharing why you made a decision to not do this? Okay, even though it looked like it was such a good fit in my eyes. And we did that all the time. And yeah, you're going to get criticized a little bit, but you know what? People are going to be honest with you because you're trying to better yourself. So I don't know if that goes on a lot today. I'm talking that was 25, 30 years ago, and we did that. That's how we learned. We didn't know. And, you got to remember, we earned over $10 million building a business with just doctors. I mean, all we dealt with was doctors, and we went to high school. Okay. We never went to college. So believe me, there's a lot of trial and error. I mean, we had to learn their language, their professional language and stuff. So there was a lot that we needed to learn. And certainly had to get our mouth in alignment, but it's not as easy to get that critiquing, that honest critiquing these days as it was before. So here's what I'd like you to do, okay? If you feel your head's been right and your heart's been right, some people say get a gut check, what you need to do is if you're truly talking to people every day, okay, I'm not talking about, 4 or 5 people a month, I'm talking about 4 or 5 people a day, and you're not enrolling, at least in the bonus pool for 1 share, then you need a tune-up. Okay, so here's what it is. You either need to change the feeling and the words that are coming out of your mouth, or don't get hurt by this, okay, you need to start listening more. Because people may be telling you what it's going to take to get them. They may be telling you what's on their mind. They may be telling you what's bothering them. They may be giving you the answer. But you may be so hell-bent on pitching them, on just getting the words out, just that you're not hearing what they're saying. There's an old saying, I didn't say this, okay, there's an old saying that said, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and that's because you're supposed to spend at least double the amount of time listening as you do speaking and talking. So, those are the 2 first things you got to do, okay? You need to tweak what you're saying, and you need to start listening more, okay? Because we don't want to just keep going and just keep going and just keep going with saying the same thing and not getting the right results. You ever wonder how there's people out there and they're getting their 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people every month? I mean, every month over and over. They're in alignment. They don't know more than you necessarily. They may have a little more experience, but that don't matter when you're talking about a product or a business, okay? Their heart's no bigger or better, okay? They have gotten their mouth in alignment with their head and with their heart, okay? And they worked on that. That didn't happen by accident. They became good listeners. They became, problem solvers. They became the solution to issues that other people were dealing with. But you never get to get into that conversation. You never get to do that. You never get to experience it, because if people shut down the minute you open your mouth, it's over and it doesn't matter what you say. So let's do this together, right? Let's work on this. We all need to work on total alignment of the head, the heart, and the mouth. And we need to be honest with ourselves. If you look at last month and you talked to 30, 40, 50 people or more, and you did 5 or 10 presentations and you weren't in the bonus pool, okay, then you need a tune-up. Okay, you need to tweak what is coming out of your mouth. Okay, you got to learn to watch body language. You got to kind of, read between the lines a little bit. And more importantly, my first suggestion is to not say as much and start listening more. Okay, that would be my first, my first suggestion with this. Most of the time that will do it. Because if you start listening more, you'll identify where they're coming from, and it'll be easier for you to match your product or your opportunity to their issue, whatever it is that's going on in their life from a health standpoint or a business standpoint. So keep this in mind, okay? And I'm going to talk about this more in the future, but I know there's a lot of people out there talking to a lot of people, but not getting a lot of enrollments. And that's because the alignment is not there, okay? And I believe everybody knows all they need to know to do well in this business. And I believe people that have chosen this business, their hearts are right. So it's the mouth, okay, and the ears and the listening that we got to get in alignment with our heads and our heart. And those are a couple suggestions. Now, I don't want to go too long, so I'm going to just say this is part 1, okay, and we'll go into some other things that you can do with it. But, one of them being doing more validating, more 3-way calls or 3-way Zooms. That's one, because you can learn, from your sponsor or upline on how they listen to what your prospect has to say and the way they zero in. Okay, don't oversell. You always want to undersell and over deliver in anything that you do. And this business is no different, and this product is no different. Undersell, over deliver, and you're a hero every time. Okay, you can never go wrong doing the right thing. So that's where we're at. So that's it for part 1. I will get a part 2 out there in the coming weeks, but give that some thought, work on tuning it up a little bit, and let's see if the results get better. Have a great day, everyone. I appreciate you tuning in. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Join our online family by signing up for your free account at www.ownyourfamily.com and begin your journey to freedom. Want to get there faster? Book a strategy call with us at ownyourfamily.com/book a call. As always, be sure to leave a rating and subscribe to our podcast and channel so you never miss a future episode.